I sat in my car staring at the sleek glass building I had just walked out of. Another interview done. The company seemed promising, creative, with room to grow, but I wasn't ready to make any decisions just yet. I never am, not immediately. As an Aquarius, I needed time to sit with things, to let them settle, and see if they fit with the life I envisioned for myself. I wasn't the type to jump at the first opportunity. I needed something that aligned with who I was, that allowed me to create freely and be independent. Leaning back in my seat, I let out a long sigh. The interview had gone well, at least I thought so. They seemed impressed with my portfolio, especially the unique ways I approached program design. But there was something lingering, a nagging question in the back of my mind. Was this what I truly wanted? Or was I just trying to mold myself into something more conventional, something that didn't quite feel like me? A soft buzz from my phone pulled me from my thoughts. I glanced at the screen. Messages from the family group chat. I smiled. My family was always there, rooting for me, checking in, offering support in their own way. Family has always been important to me, but in a quiet, steady kind of way. I've never been the type to call or visit constantly. My love for them is like a steady hum, always there, but not demanding. They are my foundation, the ones I know I can turn to, even if I prefer to explore life on my own terms. I replied quickly, keeping the tone light, trying not to get too deep into the weight of my decision. My family cared deeply, but sometimes it felt like they didn't fully understand my way of seeing the world. They valued stability and security. I understood their concerns, but for me, life wasn't a checklist to be completed. Get the job, settle down, build a career. It was an exploration, a series of moments to learn from, to grow in, and to find what truly spoke to me. As I drove home, the interview still replayed in my mind. I thought about how different my path had been compared to others. Even within my own family, I was the one who always dreamed big, but not in the traditional ways. While my peers were planning for steady jobs, I was experimenting with photography, animation, and traveling as often as I could. It wasn't that I didn't want security. I just didn't crave it the way others did. I wanted freedom. Freedom to pursue my passions, to live life on my own terms, and to shift directions when I needed to. My brother Evan came to mind as I drove. At just 18, he was already planning his future, college, a career in tech, maybe a family one day. He was more traditional, more certain. But despite our differences, he and I had a strong bond. He understood me in ways my parents didn't. We had always been close, and he respected the way I lived my life, even if it wasn't the path he'd choose for himself. I liked that about him. Aquarians often form unique connections with certain people in their lives, and for me, that person was Evan. When I got home, I sank into the couch, my camera bag still by my side. I hadn't even bothered unpacking it yet, too caught up in the post-interview haze. My phone buzzed again, this time a voice message from my mom. She wanted to check in to remind me that no matter what happened, they were proud of me and that I had so much potential. That was the thing about my family. They never really pushed, not in a way that felt suffocating. They understood that I needed space to figure things out on my own, to process decisions before discussing them. I didn't call back right away. I knew I needed some time to myself before diving into a family conversation. Reflection was something I valued deeply. Time alone to sort through my thoughts, to get clear before opening up. It wasn't about distancing myself from them. It was about finding clarity so that when I did reach out, I could do so with focus and honesty. Later that evening, after a long walk along the beach, I sat down and composed a message to my family. I wasn't ready to make any decisions about the job, but I wanted them to know I appreciated their support. They always worried, especially my parents, about me not taking the secure route, but I needed them to understand that I was finding my way, even if it wasn't the most straightforward path. As I hit send, I felt a sense of relief. Aquarians like me don't always share every detail of our lives, but when we do, it's always thoughtful and on our own terms. I knew they would understand, even if they didn't always fully grasp why I needed so much independence. Lying back on the couch, I felt a calm wash over me. The day had been full of decisions and thoughts, but I wasn't in a rush. I had time to figure out my next step, time to keep chasing my creative passions. Most importantly, I had the freedom to choose what came next. And for me, an Aquarius, that freedom was everything. Family, love, work, it all had its place, but only when balanced with the space I needed to breathe, to grow, and to keep discovering what the world had to offer.